It is truly the innovation of a new product category. Being able to take what was a concept in 2017, shown to customers at ConExpo 2017 as, how would this solve your issues? If we created a product that was really first a dozer, then had the capability of a loader, not a CTL, but truly a dozer first.
Terry Dolan, Vice President of Case Construction North America, was in Tomahawk, Wisconsin for the launch of the new Case Minotaur DL550 compact dozer loader.
You can take a compact track loader today, you can take a skid steer today, and you can put a blade on the front, with a quick attach. That's not what this is. This is the same size dozer blade that you would find on a Case 650 dozer. An integrated C-frame into this is one of the key differentiators. I think there's 29 patents on this product now. But what that does, it really enables for a contractor who wants to go out and do stumping, who needs to go really truly push material or get down to do fine grading, has that capability of fine grading. Then they can drop the C-frame, drop the dozer blade, and then use the thousands of different attachments that are available for a compact loader and use it as a compact loader.
Case Product Manager Jeff Jacobsmeyer explains some of the major highlights of the Minotaur.
This is the exact same blade design that we have on our 650M. It comes in two widths. We have a 90-inch that you see here and a 96-inch width. Now, the reason we say 90 is because on the 14-inch tracks, it's a little bit smaller blade. Ironically, the customer feedback has been, why do you offer a 90-inch blade on a 14-inch? Because we can push more with those 14-inch tracks. With the same patterns and designs we have on our 650, you have this top link right here. So if you want to do more cutting, you make it more aggressive. You actually twist this top link, lean it forward. It's going to put that cutting edge a little bit tighter to the ground so it'll peel more. If I wanted to go out here and just push a lot of carry we call it, I'll roll it back so the blade leans back, it's not as aggressive, and you're going to get a lot more push power or push capacity with the loader, with the blade. On the Minotaur, we've put this, I call it skid shoe training wheels. When you're running the machine without any type of machine control, this gives you the ability to adjust the backside. So if you feel like it's diving in and doing a lot of quick cutting, you can actually adjust that so it's kind of riding on the back, so it makes the blade less aggressive. Notice again the cylinder design, where everything's placed. This is just like our big machine. Everything comes machine control ready. So all these holes, these brackets, come with the machine. We did not add anything to it from the factory. So you can put on your Leica systems, Topcon, Trimble. We talked earlier, and I'll reiterate a little bit again about this coupler. As you notice, when I pulled into it, we had that little indicator that showed us when we were home, because coupling to the 6-way blade's a little different than going up to just a regular blade or bucket or attachment and curling it back. You bring the machine, you get it placed in, and you set it for coupling. And moving back to the C-frame design, we have those two big pins, are hydraulically activated inside there. We're sending all the forces of the chassis, all of the 6-way blade back to this. We're in parallel with the track frame. So what that means is when we're pushing down and low. If you're pushing a broom and you're pushing like this, if we were pushing off here, it'd be a little bit harder to push. But we're actually pushing down, we've got better leverage, so we can go ahead and get that power to that cutting edge. Talk about tracks. 3 track options. We have what we hear is a single grouser, 14-inch. We'll have the triple grouser, 18-inch, but it's going to be a more of a, I want to say, excavator style. It's smoother. And then we have the rubber track design. If you notice the way it's attached to the chassis, we've got a spot right back here and up front. There's no suspension on here, but we're actually attaching the track frames to this chassis a lot like we do in our 2050Ms. It's just kind of by design, this is what works, and that's how we've attached it. The lift arms. We did go from the radial design to the vertical lift. As we see the industry changing, we're seeing a lot of the other manufacturers are doing the vertical lift as well. And for the presentation, you saw where we can go in the back of an articulated dump truck and we can actually go to the center of it. So 140 inches of hinge pin height, 140.2 actually, and 5,500 of ROC. So it's a very effective site loader. Every Minotaur with a ripper is built different because separate than the ones without. There's integrated hydraulics for this ripper. The design of where the hoses and everything go for the cylinders and for the mounts, total different chassis. So if you get a machine in and the dealership says, boy, I sure wish I had a ripper, you're gonna have to order another machine. It's got spots for 5 shanks. We send it with 3. Customers have commented on the efficiency of this ripper. You've got a good departure angle whenever you're using the machine, getting on and off trailers, going through low spots. The power, we've had guys just sink this 5-shank ripper and just go and go and go. Talking about the power plant, 114 horsepower FPT engine, SCR, there's no DPF, there's no regen on it. And one other thing we do with that horsepower is we have it programmable up in the 8-inch dash. So as the Minotaur comes from the factory, we have a standard mode. And in the standard mode, it's 114 horsepower while you're using it as a loader machine. You go to the dozer mode, it drops it to 85 horsepower. It's 2 separate machines in one. When you hit that dozer button, it remaps the hydraulics. So it's going to send hydraulics to different portions of the machine. For example, the tilt cylinder doesn't work anymore because you don't need a tilt cylinder for the dozer. You're just using the dozer to do this. So when it remaps that, it remaps the hydraulics, it remaps all the electronics by hitting that dozer button. When you're ready to use it as a loader, you push, it's going to remap it, so it's going to be in the loader mode. So it's actually 2 separate machines in one. So when it's in dozer mode, it's going to give you the same exact menu that you see in like our 2050Ms and all that. So you can set all the responsiveness just like it. You know, slow or aggressive, you can set all that. It's the exact same menu we have in the other loaders or in the dozers. And then when you switch it to ISO mode, it's a lot like how our compact track loaders are. You've got the same menu comes up. I want it to respond like this for the loader. I want it to respond like this for the drive. And it keeps those 2 settings separate.
The Minotaur holds 29 patents and has undergone more than 10,000 hours of field testing, as well as countless customer clinics.
The customer called up, I called him to find out how things were going. I said, how's the Minotaur working? He says, Jeff, I bid a job I just knew was going to take 3 days to get done. And he says, I was done in 3/4 of a day. He was actually putting in some roads and doing some grading. And he said it was just that much quicker, that much faster. The other time is when he was comparing it to a much larger loader that he owns, a loader that weighs 32,000 pounds with a 2-yard bucket. And he was telling me that he feels that the Minotaur has more production because of the agility and the feel and just the overall machine was getting more work done.
Arturo Santiago, Heavy Equipment Guide.